Today's a very special day for SUNY Potsdam. We honor a man who has meant so much to this particular institution. I'm particularly pleased to be here today as an alumnus of SUNY Potsdam. Thank you for joining us in celebrating this great occasion today. What a great day it is. At this time, I'd like to introduce Reverend Paul Mills, retired pastor of Potsdam United Methodist Church, to provide our invitation.
I have a couple of things I'd like to say. You know, when you give a preacher a chance to talk, he doesn't always pray. But I had some fun, wonderful memories of Maxcy and Jerry and his family. And a number of times we sat right over here behind Kathy. And let me tell you, I did a lot of silent praying. Especially during the last 2 or 3 seconds of the game when the team was maybe tied or behind. And I noticed several times that Kathy bowed her head and she was praying also. And then I was highly honored in the last 2 years that we were in Potsdam to sit right here at the table and did the announcing of all the home basketball games for the Potsdam Bears. And yes, Jerry, I was really praying that too. But I would like to take just a moment to thank Kathy, Mary Kay, Kim, and Ann Marie for sharing their wonderful husband and father, Jerry, with those of us involved in basketball at Potsdam. Can we show our appreciation to them? Let's pray. Almighty eternal God, who has brought us to this special event in our lives, when we honor your devoted, trusted servant, Jerry Welsh. We thank you for the Potsdam Athletic Department, who many years ago realized his athletic and coaching ability and employed him as basketball coach. We again thank you for his family, Kathy, Mary Kay, Kim, and Ann Marie, and the willingness to share him with many of us in his talent and his ability. As one of your trusted, dedicated, and devoted servants, he has brought honor and fame to Potsdam College. He has touched the lives of many students, staff, faculty, and the supporters. We all have been enriched because of how he has touched our lives in a variety of ways. And so today, O God, we thank you for your servant here. And it is our pleasure and privilege to thus honor him in this way. And we are all proud to be a special part of the ceremony in the life of Jerry and the life of Potsdam College. In the name of Jesus, our Lord and Savior, we pray.
namesake of this wonderful athletic complex. Irene has long been an ardent supporter of SUNY Potsdam athletics, and we are pleased that she's elected to join us for this special day. At this time, I'd like to call Ms. Irene French McCormick forward to share a few perspectives. Irene.
There have been many nevers in my life. One, I never expected to reach the age of, and I never expected to be invited to this event and to have a special acknowledgement. I extend my thanks to all who have made this day so wonderful for me and for everyone. Most of us, sometime in our lives, will have disappointments and sorrow. And each day we read the papers and we listen to television, and I won't say all we hear, but a lot that we hear is bad. And we say to ourselves, is there anything good here? Oh, yes. The world is filled with wonderful things. But I think you will agree that they're quite often overshadowed by the bad things. I found a poem that has had a tremendous influence on my life, and it has helped me to overcome the disappointments and the sorrows. This poem was written by Maureen Hathaway, and it is called A Million Joys. This world is filled with so much joy, which little woes can dare destroy. What if one sorrow comes my way? I'll smile at it and simply say, of one fair blessing I am bereft, but oh, I have a million left. And you say, where are all these joys? You already have some of them, and all you have to do is look and find some more. I'm making sure that most of us already know. We can think, we can see, we can walk, we can talk. We have friends. Oh, the value of true, loyal friend. I once read that one of life's greatest pleasures is the friendships we make along the way. I think you will agree that that is a wonderful, true statement. Now, I have made a list of my joys, and I try every day to add another one. I have no trouble finding one. I think this is one of the most wonderful days in my life. Now, you probably won't forget the words of this poem, but I hope we will want to remember its message. Appreciate the joys that you have and take time to look and find more. My wish to all of you is that you will find some of these wonderful, million moments. And I wish you joy, joy, joy.
Thank you, Mr. Cormier, for joining us on this very special day. You know, as a former college basketball player myself, I met Mr. Cormier earlier today. I asked her if she would like to perhaps go a little one-on-one to warm up for her remarks here today, and I believe her response was, perhaps later. At this time, I would now ask Dr. SUNY Potsdam, a member of the State University of New York Board of Trustees, to bring greetings from the trustees. Dr. Potsdam.
It is a pleasure to join you and the entire SUNY Potsdam family today on this important occasion. The SUNY Board of Trustees is committed to encouraging excellence at our campuses, in the classroom, in the community, and yes, on the playing fields and the basketball court. Jerry Welsh, the man we honor today, has inspired us all with his efforts, but especially he has been an inspiration to his students, his team members, and Potsdam leaders. Coach Welsh has asked the best for the best from his teams, and they have responded. The Board of Trustees is also asking for the best from all of you. Led by Chairman Tommy Kim, the SUNY Board of Trustees wants the State University to be in the front rank of American public higher education. We want our university to be in the same company as the elite of America's public universities, Berkeley, Michigan, Virginia, North Carolina, and so on. Committed, competitive, and caring individuals such as Coach Welsh are helping the State University achieve its goal of excellence. In a few minutes, Big Miller will convey greetings to Chancellor Bob King. Chancellor King is the coach for the entire SUNY system, if you will, urging all of you to achieve the goal of making the State University of New York the premier public institution of higher learning in the United States. It's very gratifying for me as a trustee to see the Chancellor and his staff and the faculty and administration of all our campuses working together for the same goal, to make the State University of New York the best. From community colleges to University Research Center, our State University encompasses 64
supposed to do. The commissioner of the SUNY conference, Dr. Patrick Moore, was invited to be here today. Unfortunately, due to another commitment, could not be. But he did send me a letter in which he asked me to share his sentiment with Jerry, and I wanted to read this to Coach Welsh and to all of you. Dear Jerry, on behalf of the State University of New York Athletic Conference, and personally, I want to congratulate you on the honor that has been bestowed upon you by the university to name the gymnasium in Maxcy Hall in your honor. As you know, one has to make very significant contributions to an institution before a building or a room is named for them, and you are certainly deserving of this tribute. Your dedication to the basketball program and your team's records and successes are legendary, and it puts SUNY Potsdam on the national intercollegiate scene. As Director of Athletics, you made many significant contributions to the total athletic program, which has also helped move the conference into a higher level of competition. I feel confident that many career success stories can be traced back to the discipline that Potsdam athletes, several of which are here today in attendance, learned under your able leadership. I know you are a mentor to your students, and that their academic performance and goals for the future were as important to you as were their scoring achievements. In closing, I'd like to reiterate what many others have probably said as well, that your career has been what coaches dream of, yet very few achieve. Well done, Jerry. Sincerely, Patrick Moore, Commissioner, State University of New York Athletic Conference. I want to just take a moment on behalf of also the East Coast Athletic Conference, the National Collegiate Athletic Association, and of course my role here as Athletic Director at SUNY Potsdam, to review with you some of the accomplishments that Coach has achieved within his career. Many of you lived them, I know, but I do think it's significant and important that I review them for you and emphasize some. Jerry had a 22-year coaching career here at Potsdam, completing a 22-year career, 494 wins, 141 losses. His overall coaching record, which included stops at Messina High School, and of course at the NCAA Division I level, Iowa College, was an astounding 682 wins. 682 wins, 228 losses. Coach had two national championship teams, 1981 and 1986, are seated here and will be inducted into our Hall of Fame in a very few moments. 3 times, his teams finished second in the NCAA championships. New math tells you that 5 times our teams played for the national championship, winning twice. Coach had 9 NCAA East Regional championship teams. His 1977 team were AC champions. His teams were also selected the ECAC Team of the Year in 1977, 1979, 1981, 1982, 1985, and 1986. I'm going to take a moment to read what I think is a truly phenomenal accomplishment, one of I can personally relate to as a former college basketball coach. His record in the decade of the 80s, and I'm going to go through this year by year and the accomplishments that, again, I know most of you lived and supported throughout that 10-year period, but again, it bears repeating. 1979, 1980, 26-4, NCAA Division III East Regional Champion. 1980-81, 31-2, NCAA Division III National Champion. 1981-82, 22-10, NCAA Division III National Runner-Up. 1982-83, 94-6, NCAA Division III East Regional Champion. 1983-84, 22-7, NCAA Division III West Regional Finalist. 1984-85, 28-4, NCAA Division III National Runner-Up. 1985-86, 33-0, NCAA Division III National Champion. 1986-87, 29-1, NCAA Division III East Regional Champion. 1987-88, 25-5, NCAA Division III East Regional Champion. 1988-89, 25-5, NCAA Division III East Regional Champion. 1989-90, 23-5, NCAA Division III East Regional Champion. Truly remarkable 10-year run. I've had the good fortune over the course of the last 3 years to serve on the NCAA Men's Basketball Rules Committee. As such, we receive letters from coaches all over the country offering suggestions, concerns, criticisms of some of the rules that should be implemented today. This year, under the direction of the chair, Coach Roy Williams from the University of Kansas, he read 2 of those letters to us as a committee and asked that they guide in making our decisions. One of those letters was from Coach John Moon, the legendary coach from UCLA who had the longest winning streak, 88 straight games. As you know, SUNY Potsdam had the second longest winning streak in NCAA history, consecutive game win streak history. The second letter was read to us from Coach Roy Williams, was submitted by none other than Coach Jerry Welsh. Why I tell you that today is I think that even as a coach goes on about his work as scout for the Milwaukee Bucks and as adjunct faculty, a professor at Duke University, he still shapes the game of college basketball today. Let me just close by saying that I think we select the coaching profession for a number of different reasons. The most significant, I believe, is that we accept challenges, the thrill of the fight. I want to tell you, Coach, that your accomplishments has challenged all of us who have succeeded you to do our absolute very best to uphold the legacy you have established. I want to thank you and congratulate you for all you have done in the name of SUNY Potsdam Athletics. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Jim. Our next speaker worked very closely with Coach Welsh for 6 years as an assistant coach and then succeeded him as head coach of the Bears. Bill Mitchell has been the head men's basketball coach here at SUNY Potsdam now for 10 years. Stepping into the head coaching position after Jerry Welsh could not have been an easy task. But Bill has done quite well. And Bill is speaking today on behalf of the SUNY coaches and the coaching staff here at SUNY Potsdam. Bill?
I want to open up by greeting all the fans and friends and supporters who've come back to honor Jerry and obviously his family. It's quite a day, and it's quite an honor for me to address all of you. I could be up here a very long time because there's many memories of him that stand out. And if any of you have experienced this guy, you remember he definitely leaves an impact. I guess I'm going to start off personally by saying it's a lot easier going before you than after you. They're there right now. So believe me, it's a lot easier. As I've been thinking about the task of addressing all of you, I've had tons of thoughts going through my mind, and in order to keep this short, I've been trying to think what I can give to you that describes Jerry and what he's meant to myself and many of the fellow coaches. I was going through some books in our house a few days ago, and there's a book that's called All I Really Needed to Know I Learned in Kindergarten. Very simple. And 2 words describe how this guy leads his life. And that's share everything. Those two words describe how he touches people, how he tries to make everybody feel that they're part of all the great things that have happened to SUNY Potsdam and obviously happened to him personally. Without question, he's the most unselfish and giving person I've ever met. Without question. He is very humble, he's very gracious, and I truly believe that his unselfishness is the constant in his life that has such a great influence on everybody who he comes in contact with. For 6 years, I had a front row seat. I had a desk right next to him in his office. And that was the most important education in my life. Beyond college, beyond high school, beyond what we learned in grade school, to actually sit next to him every day and watch him go about his business was an education that I wish everybody could experience, even if just for a little bit. As I was trying to organize my speech, I had a list going. What he's done as a coach, what he's done as a person, and some things that we've learned. It's very hard to separate those two things. And when I talk to him, when I say I'm representing the coaches, so much of what he does is intermeshed. And I'll just give you some things that he's taught us. Number one is how to work. If you experience Jerry Welsh, you learn what a work ethic is all about. I really think that a perfect day for him has 30 hours. You get a ton done in the morning when you're fresh. Practices would be 4 hours, and every day would end in a party. This is a symbol of our, I don't want these guys to scatter, but these bricks are something that continue to be a big part of our program. And this right here says hard work on it. It's ripped, it's torn, it's tattered, been a lot of sweat. And I know a lot of these guys, they don't like to remember the pain, but I think they respect the discipline that it helped instill. And when I have a tough time, or I'm trying to get through something that might be difficult, I think about bricks, and I hear that voice in my mind, and it helps me get through. His attitude was, and always is, anything is possible. It's never been, you can't beat it. We had a meeting the other day, and the beautiful book, there's trophy cases out here. We needed a new shelf. We can get that by tomorrow, can't we? Yeah, those things took months to build. You need one more shelf. Make sure they know we need it tomorrow. That's how he governs his life. And I'm going to tell you what, he get a lot of things done. If he was governor, that budget would be done. They locked the doors, they buy beer and pizza, and they get it done. Next, you learn how to plan and prepare. Nothing on this practice floor, since he was head coach, and what I learned from him is unplanned. Every single minute is planned out in detail. And one of the sayings that remains in my mind is, "The minute lost is never found." And you learn that from him. We were in here 2 hours. We hear coaches talking about practicing 3 and 4 hours. And I've been to we get more done in 2 hours than most people get done in 3 or 4. He does have an ego. Tell you that right now. Playing on the golf course, one thing I could do on the golf course is carry his bags. But if he did play on the golf course, you would know that he's competitive. And it's not that he has an ego of doing things his way. To this day, he's searching for the best way. That's how he lives his life. He knew he was the best. I really believe that. But he knew how much work he had to do and put in to continue to be the best. He's a teacher. He's a teacher, as Mr. Miller alluded to, he teaches every day. I tell my coaching classes that there's three things that you have to do to be a successful coach. You have to know your stuff, you've got to be able to teach it, and you have to get your kids to execute it under pressure on the line. And to see our teams execute the way they did under extreme pressure was the trademark of his teams. He teaches the kids at camp about the importance of good habits. And he does it every year. He has everybody untie their shoe. The kids untie their shoe and he says, now tie it the wrong way. And the kids are scrambling. Tie it the wrong way. That's, you're doing that right, tie it. And he tries to give people the idea that doing things right and doing them well is habit. It should not be any more difficult than doing it the wrong way. It's a decision that you have to make. And obviously he teaches us all about life. If I had a nickel for every time he made an example in practice about, now when you're working for IBM, or when you're the CEO for Xerox someday, is that going to work? And that was the constant message that he gave the kids. He is a visionary. He still is. He was so far ahead of everybody else when he was here. And no offense to any coaches that he coached against, but my God, sometimes it's like taking candy from a baby. When we played against many of these teams, just because he was so far ahead of everybody else. And I really believe that he single-handedly raised the level of basketball in this part of the state and maybe this part of the country, definitely in Division III. As a person, he's beautifully consistent. He's consistent. I can predict, I've been around him long enough, what he's going to say before he's going to say it. And that's how he lives his life. There is a consistency in how he approaches things. There's a consistency in his unselfishness. He treats every single person he comes in contact with, whether it's Dean Smith or greeting one of the custodial staff at Maxcy, like he or she is his best friend. And they walk around, or they walk away with a smile on their face. He has a wonderful sense of humor. You know, Timmy could probably tell you a little bit more than I can, but when he was at IONI, he went through some tough times, and I recall to check on him, and even through all the tough times, he would always come up with a quip or a joke. One that stands out in my mind, I called him one day after a tough loss, or lost a player to an injury, and said, Coach, how you doing? I'm hanging in. Is there anything I can do? You got the board team's number? I'll never forget that. And obviously, he leads. He leads. Mark Boyd, who's here, was an assistant in 1981, has done a lot of research on leadership in athletics. And there's two things that I've gotten from reading Mark's work that personifies spirit. Number one, he cares so much about the people that he's involved with. And that's what separates, I believe, the great coaches from the good coaches. All of us would run through a wall for this. My wife will tell you that many times I've been at home doing something and there's a phone call and, honey, I gotta go. What's going on? I gotta go. I gotta do something to coach. It's gotta happen. And we all feel that way because we know that he would do the same for us. He inspires. That's what leaders do, they inspire. Before practice, down his Listerine, gargle, and running out of the locker room downstairs, let's go teach our butts off. Let's make this the best practice we have on a daily basis. He's always humble and gracious. I've got a page here of stories. I'm not going to go into them all. We all have our Jerry Welsh stories. I'm going to tell you what, Coach, if you're looking for retirement income, all of us are going to speak in the recorder. We're going to write a bestseller after this ceremony. One story that I'll share with you that just to give you an idea of how much he cared was when we got beat, when we lost the 60-game winning streak. You know, everybody here was trying to pick him up. And I know that the reason that he was so upset was he thought he let me beat him down. He said, I let our fans down. And we all know that is so far from the truth. To this day, he still sends all the coaches every year information on how to attack this defense and inspiration and let us know that he's still there if we need a question, if we have a question on how to do something. He used to tell me that when he retired he was going to be a recluse. No phones, no contact with the outside world. What a joke that was. And I'll finish up by saying the greatest gift I think we could ever give someone is a piece of yourself. When he walks into a room, when he writes you a note, when he gets on the phone, you're getting a part of him that has an impact. I've heard this said before that you can judge how rich you are in life by the number of friends you have. Coach, our friend, you are loaded. I really appreciate the loyalty that you've shown me over the years. I've had great things happen as a result of meeting you. I've met my beautiful wife and have a great family. And it's been an absolute honor to know this guy the way I have and to try to be a little bit like him. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Bill. What a unique perspective on coaching that is. It's fabulous. If I may digress just a bit here, Jerry, in my profession, if I get a bout of laryngitis, I'm out of action for about a week, right? But you, my friend, are the only coach that I know who, with a full-blown case of laryngitis, could be coaching a team in front of that bench over there. You don't have a voice. This place would be jammed to the rafters. You'd be yelling and we could all hear you. And I back this up. An article in the March 24th, 1986 issue of Sports Illustrated says, and I quote, "Welsh pretty much always screams, which causes some confusion when he's discussing a subject which doesn't require screaming, like, say, the weather." End quote. It's in the magazine, Jerry. Jerry is an intense basketball coach. He owns this sport. His teams won 254 out of the 267 games that were played on this hardwood right here. His desire to improve and perfect the game so much leads to an interesting story, and a true one at that. I believe that it was during the undefeated season of 85-86 that the Bears played several games in France over the Christmas break. And the team was playing, I'm told, close to a game a day. They had been there almost a couple of weeks. But Jerry had confirmed reservations for the flight home. There were 18 people in the Potsdam entourage, including the team, coaches, and Jerry's wife, Kathy. And when they got to the Gaulle Airport in Paris, the officials at the airport said something like this: "I do not know about Potsdam's flight plan," something like that. Okay. Jerry, however, was told that he could get 12 people on the plane that they all thought they were going to take. just so happened that Jerry's flight wasn't direct, they made a stop. The second flight went all the way through. That is a little bit of the competitive spirit of Jerry. He's got to get back and get to work and do things and get things done with his winning program. Our next speaker knows Jerry Welsh better than anyone else except for Jerry's wife. Tim Welsh is not only Jerry's son. He played for Jerry here at Potsdam, and then he served as his assistant at Iona College. When Jerry stepped down from that position, Tim replaced him as the head coach. After building a winning program at Iona, Tim became the head coach of Providence College in the Big East Conference. Last year, Tim took his squad to the NCAA tournament for the first time in several years. Please welcome Jerry.
Thank you very much. I woke up this morning thinking about this talk, and well, that should be no problem. I had to do stuff on ESPN, CBS. I said, no, I'm more nervous today. I said, I'm always nervous when this guy's watching behind me. But first of all, I want to say congratulations to Bill Mitchell, because simply a great talk, unbelievable talk we just had. A lot of things that I want to say, but number two, you should be committed, because anybody that follows a record like that is unbelievable. Because as a coach, I know you never want to follow a legend, and you've done a great job following a legend. Well, as John said, I know the big guys, I call them, the coach still, better than anybody except my mother. And so I can give you a start-to-finish story of really what it's meant to me to be both a son, a player, and a coach under him, and now a head coach. And still, as somebody once asked me, well, Tim, do you take advice from your father still? I said, wait a minute, he's got 670 wins. I have 100. Of course. I call him every day. And, it's just, the stories are amazing. And last night, downtown, we rehashed a lot of things, and it was just fun to be back here and seeing everyone. And obviously, it's a great honor to be asked to speak today, because certainly tremendous memories from the time I used to jump in the car every day with whatever ride I could get from the scene up here to come get to practice when I was in elementary school, and getting tortured by some of these older players that are here today. And they told some of the old stories from the old days. And for me, obviously, I played here and played with a great group of guys, but I grew up with a lot of guys here, and just kind of idolized them as both players and people, and taught me a lot about life. And I know how much my father has meant to just so many people, but what he's done for me has been unbelievable. And coming here as a youngster and watching great games, first at Merritt Hall, then over here, seeing this program just rise and just to a national prominence, and now being a head coach, at a national school, still going around the country when I see a Roy Williams or a Dean Smith out, or a Lute Olson, the first question they always ask is, no, not how recruiting going, how's your team? They ask, how's your father? And that's the ultimate respect. And when you see all these coaches around the country, he's still known as coach. As recent as last Monday, I was at the ABCD camp down in New Jersey, and Mike Krzyzewski came over to me, and I hadn't seen him since he won the national championship. And before I could get the words out of my mouth, he said, how's your dad? We miss him. Tell him to get back down here and do it. We miss him. We love having him in practice. And I like hitting him. He's down in North Carolina. He's the only guy in history of that whole area down there that could be a triple spot. He's allowed into NC State, North Carolina, and Duke practices. And everybody knows how much they all hate each other down there, but he's the only guy, and that's just out of respect for him, because he's not a fan, he's not trying to do anything, he's just a coach. But coming here as a youngster, coming to practice, growing up playing high school sports, I was always there for me, obviously, both my parents, but always a coach to me, as a youngster. you're not playing him enough. And he said, well, sorry, we won. And from there on, I learned how to deal with parents very well. That was a great one right there, but I learned so much. And, Bill touched on so many things, but I think all the guys will tell you, anybody that's ever gone, through the system, as I call it, and I still call it today, learned so much about life. Not only, he always calls it teaching, and that's what it is. It's not about winning, it's about teaching, but teaching the right way drives you to winning. And so many times, as I coach today, I hear myself saying the same things that I heard since 1970 here in this building here, going all the way up through when I was an assistant at Iona. And I still say the two best decisions I ever made were, number one, coming to play for him, number two, going to be his assistant coach. Thanks. It's great, we had some great times here as players as well, and he loves to tell the story. He comes down to Providence, and he's the big guy down there. He's the coach's father, he's the coach, and he loves to tell this story that, did Tim win the national championship? Tim was a great place to listen. He goes, we won the national championship the year before Tim got there, and we won it the year after he left. So we took care of everything after he was around and he left. So that was certainly, but we had some great teams here and some great relationships. And, last night we were talking about the bricks and the sprints and everything else. But, it is the desire, and that's what it is, the desire, the loyalty to each other that you're talking. Never let somebody outwork you, but be fair and honest. And certainly every day, I can't tell you, I wouldn't be, everybody says, oh, Tim, you're doing so well as a coach, and certainly I have a long way to go to even touch any of the greatness that he's accomplished. But certainly after every win, first person I call is him, or on my cell phone if he's not there, he's calling. But Bill, I want you to know, we've been in some strange places around the country together. Last year we were in Miami, and just to show you the love he has for the program here at the college, and Bill Mitchell, who's probably his second son that he never had. We were in Miami last year. We had a big win. We beat Miami. We're out at this restaurant, and he's running around. He's looking on ESPN. I said, what are you looking for? So I'm looking for the Potsdam store. I said, I don't know what's going on there, Coach. I said, well let's call up the radio station up there. We got to find out how Potsdam did they play tonight. And that's always, besides our game, this game's 1 and 1A. And that just shows you his love for this place. And certainly, I know last night, we were at dinner, and I talked to him. I said, listen, I saw all the guys downtown. I saw, Mo and Derek and Aggie and Jerry Marks and on, all the guys that, who all really are his sons. And he had, it was just like the dedication was still there. I have to go home, I have to get prepared, I have to get rested, because I can't go out with you guys. But I can see in his eyes the love that he wanted to be there. He was torn. He could split it in two. But sometimes I think there are two of him because he's everywhere. He would have been here with us last night. But I know how much this day means to him, but it means so much to us as well. I can't tell you, when he comes down, just to tell you another story, when my father comes down to Providence games, everybody knows him there now, and he's up there, and he's a nervous wreck, and he's more nervous than I am, for God's sake. He's writing stuff down, and he's not sending me messages, down the right road and our whole family and always being there for me. And, I can't tell you how much he loves this place and the people. And certainly, the first thing he wants to mark down on his calendar is the time he can come back up here for the summer and see everyone. And, retirement, forget about it. He's not in retirement. Last week we were in Nantucket and we had a nice place we rented by the beach, played golf. We're supposed to be relaxing, and I get up. It was about 6:45 for a glass of water one morning after a late dinner, and I hear him on the phone organizing. Okay, you got to get this over there. You got to tell this guy, make sure he's invited, make sure the trophy case is here and there. And then today when I got here, of course, he's got a beautiful suit on. It looks great. He's carrying a box in one hand and pictures in the other. But that will never change, and that's why he's so special to me and our family. I can't thank him enough, and certainly people give me way too much credit for being a great coach. I'm not. I'm trying to be what he is, and if I can only get halfway there, then I've accomplished a lot. But thank you for having me today.
Thank you, Tim. Spoken like a true son. I know that this occasion holds a particular significance for your entire family. Tim will join his teammates in the 1981 National Championship team today as they are inducted into the SUNY Potsdam Sports Hall of Fame. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the moment that we've all been waiting for today. And what a great day today is. The dedication of this facility in honor of Coach Jerry Welsh. President Fallon, I turn the program over to you to perform this honor.
Thanks, John. We've heard many kind and thoughtful things said about Jerry Welsh today. All of these comments have been obviously heartfelt and well-deserved. Jerry Welsh is an outstanding individual who has meant so much to this college. During his tenure here, Coach Welsh embodied the spirit of competition and sportsmanship like none other. His teams were well prepared to succeed both on and off the court. Many of his former players have become outstanding business leaders and community leaders. We're here today to recognize Coach Welsh's exemplary leadership, his commitment to excellence, and his dedication to learning. At this time, I would like to unveil a permanent plaque to help us remember the significance of what Jerry meant to athletics and SUNY Potsdam. The process of naming this gymnasium in honor of Jerry had many steps and benefited from the hard work and generosity of many individuals. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the many donors to this project who are here with us this afternoon. Many of you have given very generous gifts and have traveled many miles to share in this occasion. This plaque will be a permanent fixture in Maxcy Hall to remind everyone who passes through these halls of your generosity. Those who would like to be represented on this plaque can still do so. We would be happy to add your name to the plaque or your family's name. Athletics has always been an important part of life in the North Country, and we always share our facilities here at the college with you. In the coming year, we will be building a new synthetic turf athletic field, which will provide even more opportunities for local athletic athletic endeavors. Jerry, would you please join me here at the podium? The first step along the path to this ceremony was the consideration and approval of a resolution by the SUNY Potsdam College Council. And this resolution reads, a resolution for the designation of Jerry Welsh Gymnasium, State University of New York College at Potsdam. Whereas John G. Jerry Welsh represents a distinguished record of 24 years of service to SUNY Potsdam, and whereas such service has included the sum of teaching, coaching, and administrative duties, and whereas Jerry Welsh has also enjoyed outstanding success as coach of the men's basketball team, including winning or sharing 15 regular season State University of New York Athletic Conference championships, winning NCAA Division III national championships in both 1981 and 1986, earning a perfect 33-0 record season in 1985-86, and compiling a 60-game winning streak, one of the longest in college history, during the 1985-86 and 1986-87 seasons. And whereas Coach Welsh has been recognized formally many times for his success in athletics, and whereas this recognition includes induction into the SUNY Potsdam Athletic Hall of Fame, and whereas SUNY Potsdam desires to memorialize Coach Welsh's contributions to the institution, his beloved sport, and intercollegiate athletics in a more fitting and conspicuous manner, based not only on his success in athletics, but his subscription to an embodiment of the highest ideals of the college. Now therefore be it resolved that the gymnasium located on the second level of Maxcy Hall, indeed, the home court of the SUNY Potsdam basketball teams, be designated formally as the Jerry Welsh Gymnasium, signed February 2, 2001 by John M. Taranjan, Chair, College Council, SUNY Potsdam. Upon approval of that resolution, the appropriate approval was granted by the State University of New York to make the Council's wishes a reality. Which brings us to today. Immediately in the days ahead, work will begin to formally designate this facility as the Jerry Welsh Gymnasium. While you can't see it now, we put together an illustration of what this gymnasium will look like when work has been completed, adding Jerry's name and the new athletic logo to the gym.
Coach Welsh, President Common, holding the
Paquette, committee members, relatives, friends, and members of the Potsdam family. Thank you for those kind words. Obviously, we hope that we've seen in the program here. The people that are not here today that are so close to the program, unless you forget. I know that I wish that my mother and father, and Kathy's mother and father were here with us today. Actually, my mother would enjoy it very much. My father would actually believe half the stuff were true. I didn't want this to happen, being named after me. I really wanted it to be called Alumni Arena, after all the alumni. But in truth, by naming this facility in my name, you're naming it not only for me, but for many others also. But if anybody has any other ideas about any other festivities that are going on, the next time, just about when it's starting to commence, I'm going to be on a third green somewhere, trying to stick an 8-foot putt for a double bogey. As I said, many others have their name on this arena also, because success does not come with one individual. It comes with the unity of so many. Former presidents, from Tom Barrington and Ken Gant, to our current leader, President Fallon. I think we work with 9 or 10 presidents and interim presidents are important in the total mission of the college and made important decisions accordingly. I got along with all of them. It's amazing. You must have had the patience of Job. They share in this also today. Leaders in our department, this is for them also. From the father of Potsdam Athletics, Sam Omer, to Lou, Connie, Chip, and Neil, and Jane, and now Jim. We all had a common goal and respect for each other. Your name is in this room too. So in 50 years, when we have another ceremony, and say Jerry Welsh or some other hotshot coach, young hotshot coach or administrator built this program, I'm going to step up and refute it and say it was Sam. And I intend to be around here in 2051. This building is 30 years old, nearly 30 years old, but it looks fine. That's because the great pride our workers had in it and still have in it, they take care of it because they care. They share this name also. Others in the gymnasium. Teamwork is the foundation for success in sports and also in the total institution. The success of any team, our teams, was greatly assisted by the friendly and helpful attitude of the people in so many departments on our campus. When I walked into their office, 3 things were usually said. Hi Jerry, how are you? What can I do to help you? The academic area has made my job in recruiting very easy. I love to be able to go into a school or a home and brag about one department ranked 4th in the country or another academic department being ranked number 1 in each. Your name is here also. The fans did more than fill up the seats. They helped to win. The students, the fraternities, Prometheus and others who sat right there, Bruce's Crusaders, the students with the spoons and the newspapers. Your name is on those seats, not mine. The fans from Northern New York that would travel 100 miles or more round trip. You thought we made you happy. You made us successful. The fans will not let us lose. Brendan Mitchell, after we left here, we came back for one game. It was a very important game. We were strong underdogs in a postseason contest. I asked him to come and speak to the team. He left them with this. Hang in there for 36 minutes. In the last 4, these fans won't let you lose. The news media, Sandy, Don, Bob, your name's been
Smith Center, the Carrier Dome, or the Rupp Arena. Our students and student athletes come in here with the idea that they want to be a good student, that they want to be involved, that they came here because they wanted to learn, because they wanted to have fun, and they wanted to try and win. To the parents who trusted us to teach, to discipline, to care for, to love their sons, your name is sharing this room also. To my 24 former assistant coaches and student assistant coaches, your footprints are on this floor as much as mine. We taught together. We helped together. We won together. We lost together. We laughed together. We cried together. This is your honor also. To Coach Bill, like a second son. Thanks for letting me still be involved as part of the camps and the clinics. This means much. Our players don't have big egos. They came to study, to play a game they love, to work hard, to share, to become as good as they can as a person, a student, and a player. Today we hear of so many Division I athletes who have so much potential, but as someone coined the phrase, not in a who, they came with baggage. These players' goals for the present and the future are all screwed up and not correct. Our players, even our future All-Americans, did not arrive with baggage. They came with desire. We did not ride in charter planes, stay in five-star hotels, or eat in fancy restaurants. Our players rode in vans, slept in triple rooms, and ate in economy restaurants. But they never complained, and I mean never complained. They only wanted to play hard, to be humble, to improve, and to win. We eat in so many ponderosas, and we call me Ben Carter. We drove so many vans, they were calling my assistant George Gordon, Ralph Brandon. We didn't have any Motel 6s in the areas we went to at the time, but if they did, they'd think I was the guy that left the lights on. I coached 10 years at Messina High School, and the great players that I was fortunate to work with there have their names here today also. If they had not been so hardworking, loyal, and successful, I would never have been offered this position at Potsdam. God, I love to coach those guys. Tim was only in first, second, third grades then. That's where he started to love sports, to be at practice and be with the players. At NC State, where our daughter Anne Marie is the sports marketing director, the team nickname is Wolfpack. They like to say, the strength of the wolf is in the pack, and the strength of the pack is in the wolf. I think bears must have even more strength, at least the bears that I was so fortunate to work with. Just a few months ago, my friend and former associate Mark gave me Coach John Wooden's latest book. I enjoyed it. In it, they asked Coach Wooden, who was the best coach he ever coached against? He replied, the coach of the best players. Not necessarily the most talented, but the best in attitude, commitment, pride, and togetherness. Here at Potsdam, I had these players. It is them that I share with most in the meaningless gymnasium. Today we are very proud to induct our 2 national championship teams in the Sports Hall of Fame. We're also proud of the other teams that Potsdam had here. Our 3 national runners-up. You know, someone said to me, how good can they be at Potsdam? They're 2 and 3 in national championship games. I said, you must be right. But wait a second, I know a lot of teams that are 0-0. Our 83 and 87 teams who lost on the road in the quarterfinal game who probably could have been national champs if we'd been here for the quarters. Our 76 and 77 team that was picked to do nothing and won the ECAC championship is is our 90-91 team. Our 71-72 team, we didn't even have Division III then. It came in 76. It was College Division, University Division. I don't bet, but if I could take that team right here on October 15th, not in the condition they are today, right now, I bet what I have that we'd be in the Final Four or more. Lindsey Kramer, who worked for the Syracuse Post Standard, was doing a pregame article on the tournament that we were running here, and he was talking to a coach in New York City, a young coach in New York City University team, and he said about the pregame, he said, well, yeah, we're going to Potsdam. He said, hey, I don't even know where it is. He said, geez, I've never heard of it. He says, how do you get there anyway? And then he says, well, if I were you, I'd just take the thruway to Syracuse and then turn north and take a loss. We remember fondly Governor Cuomo's visit to the gym in 1986 after our undefeated season. It was much appreciated and good for the college community in Northern New York. His assistant, his aide, had called me and said, can you come down? We want to be honored with Governor Cuomo and the legislature. I said, we've been waiting to the Final Four. We don't want to miss many classes. When can we be? He called me back 30 minutes later and he said, the governor will come to you. You won't miss any classes. And we did. What is Potsdam basketball? Yes, it is national, regional, and league championships. Yes, it is about 14 times being players named All-American. But it is also more than that. It is a high school coach in Long Island calling me and telling me he had a recruit, but come and watch him practice. Because he doesn't play in every game. We got a great team, but I think he has great potential. Dooley did not always get in every game, but he knew he could be good. To see this player come to Potsdam and become the best Division III player in the country, and a national champion, and then tell me about Mo, and have him come to another national championship. It is Pat. Potsdam basketball is Pat and Mark and Tim and Ted and Jerry running the wing on the fast break, knowing that they did not have one more ounce of effort to give. It is the best point guard in Division III, thanking the sub-point guard, Jeff, publicly for making him a national champion and All-American. It is a Hutch or a Ted or a Matt or a Mo or a Mike or a Scott or a Barry beating bigger and better players for a tough rebound and making the perfect outlet pass. It is a Dave or a Jack or a Tom playing the other team's point guard so tough that the players would hardly have enough energy to shower and get back on the bus. It is about an Eddie, an All-American, telling me about a player at his high school, Spoon, who could be a Potsdam player. About a Spoon, another All-American, telling me about another future player at his same school who would help at Potsdam. This tough as nail speed would also become an All-American and a competitor like you have never seen. Where would I be without Notre Dame and Goodman? It is about a Chris or a Tim or a Brian who knew they were not going to be all conference or even starters, but just wanted to be part of the team and make a strong daily contribution. About a sophomore starter coming to me and asking me if Pat, a senior, would mean a lot if he could start and if he himself would come off the bench. These things and many others would make Potsdam basketball what it is. It is about all the players who stay in touch with me, tell me how they are doing and send pictures of their children. The game today will not be long, but this was going long, wasn't it? And I would love to see you at the reception in the field house. Also, there will be many pictures there. Rich Johns did a poster that we have here, and I'd love to be able to present it to everybody at the party downstairs. They said I close every day with a party. I'm going to close every day with this day with a party. If any of the players think they're leaving tonight before I do, we're going to have a brick drill at 7 o'clock in the morning. And Junior, Dusty's in charge of this brick drill. That's an insight. I'm sorry I missed you yesterday because I was at the golf tournament quality time today with our players, former players, fans, faculty, relatives, and friends. I'd like to close by asking my family to come up. Well, no, not yet. Talk about some first. My sister Bev Adams and her husband Bill and my nephew Matt, they're here. It means so much to me that they came all the way from Atlanta. It really means so much. My Uncle Bill Fritz and my mother's sister, Aunt Jane, and their family from Ellenberg, who tomorrow will be celebrating their 60th wedding anniversary. I got into coaching because I tried to emulate and try to be just like Uncle Bill. My brothers-in-law, Dominic and Tony, Sally and their families, thanks for being here. My cousins from Boston to New Jersey to Northern New York, their names mean a lot to us, and their being here means a lot to us. My brothers from California, Florida, New Hampshire, Potsdam, and Northern New York, thank you so much for being here. Well, they are not my brothers. They are my brothers. Kathy and Anne Marie and Tim and Tony and Ted and Mary Kay and Lisa.
This is the Jerry Welsh Gymnasium. It's not really snapping away.
Mary Kay and Kevin are Clarkson graduates, and we're very proud of that. Great institution. Anne Marie, Tony, and North Carolina State graduates. Tim is at Providence. The two little apples of our eye over there, Alyssa and Gabriella. I'm not sure if they're going to make an early verbal commitment to be a Blue Devil, a Wolfpacker, a Golden Knight, or a Bear, or a Friar. I'm pushing for the maroon and gray. I would like to close by saying I hope I see every one of you after this. We haven't started the party yet. And hoping that if I had one wish, that this building, this room, would do one thing, it would be to enhance the excellence that already is here at Potsdam. For the students that come here and practice and play hard in, to the students that come to the games, the students that walk through it and look and see what these guys before them have done on the walls. But in some way, they can strive for excellence in their studies, in their sports, in their arts, and in their daily life, to live a richer and better life. If that can happen, I am happy. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you all.
Thank you, Dr. Fallon, and congratulations, Coach Welsh. Now it is time to honor the Sports Hall of Fame. Coach Walsh, please join us at the podium to present certificates to your former players. And introducing our Hall of Fame members will be Chuck Foster, a professor of biology here at the college, and the former club address announcer during the championship years. When Chuck announces your name, please come forward to receive your certificate, and please remain here with us so that we may take a team photo. We will begin with the 1981 squad.
First of all, I'd like to say that I'd like to add my congratulations. Couldn't happen to a more deserving individual. I've heard a few things mentioned today, and one or two I want to repeat. Certainly, Jerry's concern for others and unselfishness are truly noble characteristics. And I'm sure that I speak for Jerry when I say he's glad he's out of the frying pan now, and we can go on to something else. I'm going to start, like I did so many games in this gym, with welcome to Maxcy Hall, home of Potsdam. To be involved in inducting these two teams into the Potsdam Sports Hall of Fame. In 1981, the team of 1981 had a close call 2 years before that, and a very close loss to North Park in 1979, coming from 15 points down in the second half to having a shot to tie the game. So they were ready for action in 1981. They started the game in November. The first game of the season was against Oswego. And 24 games later, they were 23-2 and into the East Regionals. A victory over Staten Island and then an overtime victory over Albany State gave them the regional championships. In the quarterfinals, we faced an awesome foe. We faced them many times in the quarterfinals. Clark University from Massachusetts, and Potsdam, of course, was victorious. Then on to the semifinals against Ursinus from Pennsylvania with a 2-point victory, 63-61. And then finally, the game against Augustana in the home court that fateful day in March. Trailing the game with just a few seconds to go, but a miraculous shot from an individual who I'll talk about in a little while, tied the game and went on to win overtime and wound up the season with 30 wins and 2 losses. I'd like all the members of the 81 team just to stand, please. Let's give them a round of applause. And now, alphabetical, we're going to begin first with from Malone, New York, number 24, Dean the Green Bissell. And now from Latham, number 22, Scott Ranko. From Liverpool, number 31, Marty Groginski. I'm going to get to Waverly. Where are you from? Bayshore, Long Island, Waverly Catholic. From Syracuse, Wayne Dusty Rose. from Utica, with that shot that I mentioned a second ago, number 14, Leroy Witherspoon. And last but not least, Maurice Woods. And just very quickly, in absentia, the other members of that particular team, Neil Bikini, Greg Ferguson, Eddie Jacob, the Robin half of Batman Robin, and the other co-captain, not here because of a family emergency. Pat Melbourne, Jerry Morabito is on the West Coast on a business trip. Bill Burkowski is in China adopting a child. Those are the other players who are able to join us today. And now the coaches and staff. As you might imagine, the head coach, Jerry Welsh. Assistant coach, Stan Cohen. Assistant coach, Steve Kamak. Student assistant coach, Mark Boyer. And another assistant coach, who I don't believe is here, Mike Rosenquist. And of course, our longtime trainer, enjoying naming and retirement, Keith Farrell. And finally, manager Joe Yankowski. This is your 1981 NCAA Division III National Champion. We'd like one of the members of the team of 1981 to come forward to speak, and I think it's going to be Batman Derek Roller. It's right after the photograph. I have a quick story relative to the 1981 team. It seems that during one of the big close games, with about 2 seconds to go, the score was tied, and we had ball possession. Our possession was ours. And Jerry was frantically in the timeout, trying to get above the crowd. He was screaming, yelling, do this, do that. Well, after the game, I asked Eddie Jacob, Eddie, what did Jerry tell you to do in that last 2 seconds of the game? He says, you know, I don't know. We never listened to Jerry at that time. He taught us what to do, and we do it. And now, Derek Roll.
I'd like to start off by saying I want to thank everyone for coming here and sharing this very special moment with us today. On behalf of all my teammates and coaches and all of you, this is one of the most important days of my life. All the great things that were said today about Coach Welsh, I like to double on that because this is truly a great man. He's been an inspiration to us all, especially personally to myself. I had a chance to continue my basketball career after Potsdam. I had a chance to play for about 13 years, and all throughout my travels, I'd always reflect back to the things that I learned in Potsdam. I played for coaches like Phil Jackson and George Hall, and I played in many different countries. And I can truly say Coach Welsh has taught me more than anyone, and the lessons that I've used here in Potsdam still carry me till today. One thing I like to say is, they talked about hard work and dedication, and I think that was one of our trademarks here. None of us could ever outwork the coach, and no matter how early I got up in the morning or how late I stayed in the gym at night, I always see him picture him coming through that door over there with a box full of plays, practice arrangements, something going on. Coach, we love you, we're proud of you, you're with us for the rest of our life. We want to congratulate you on your accomplishments. And I want to thank everyone here today. This is a special time. From the time I got in my car and started to drive here to Potsdam, the goosebumps came. I started reflecting, and I want to thank all my teammates, the coaches, and being a winner. There's a fine line in being a winner. If one thing happens that's not supposed to happen, you lose. So it's a sequence of things that allow us to reach our goals and success. I've seen so many teams, their dream go out the window by one shot, one foul, one turnover, and all these things have to come together to be a winner. I knew from the day that I came to Potsdam, this was a match made in heaven for me. There were some other opportunities after we were successful to move on, but after having a chance to play here, meet my teammates, playing for the coaches, I know this was the place for me. So I want to thank everyone for being a part of it. These memories will be with us forever. Thanks for being a part of it, and I wish everyone a lot of luck. And Coach wants to throw a party, so enjoy the party. Thank you very much.
One more time, let's hear it for your 81 champion, Maxcy Hall. And now we move on to 1986. The 1986 season started with a game in November versus Arson. And after a victory of 101-46 to 46, 26 games later, we entered the regionals with a record of 27 wins and no losses. In the regionals, we faced NYU, New York University, at a 15-point victory, and then defeated Alfred for the regional championship, 80-51. And in the quarterfinals, we faced Susquehanna, and after a 15-point victory, went on to Calvin College. The semifinal game that year, I'm sure, is a game that the players and coaches will never forget. I believe the score at halftime, this is after Coach Welsh was known to be a defensive coach. The score was something like 50-50 at halftime. And anyway, we wound up with a 91-89 victory, and then on the next night defeat Lemoyne-Owen 76-73 to complete a perfect 33 wins and 0 losses season. The immaculate season of 1986. And now, from Rome, number 12, Jeff Amidon. And from Yorkville, two-time All-American, number 4, Steve Gadia. And Timmy Bristol. And now, Syracuse, who can forget the picture in Sports Illustrated standing on top of the basket. All-American number 33, Oli Bullock. And from Suffern, number 15, Chris Kuhn. 1986 Division III National Championship team, Doug Batts, co-captain Tom Conboy, Drew Gregoire, Timmy Harris, and Barry Stanton. Now the coaches and staff, again, head coach Jerry Welsh. Assistant Stan Cohen. Assistant coach Bill Mitchell. Assistant coach Jim Spagona. Student assistant coach Bob Kuba. And student assistant coach Joe Lee. Manager Martin Osborne. And sports information director Dan Williams. Let's hear it for the 1986 Division III National Championship.
Thank you very much. There was some concern on the length of the program that we would have the game. And I think we're going to have the game. It's going to be a very short version of the game. And then we can go down to the field house and participate. We have some posters that Rich Johns got in yesterday. And I would personally like to have everybody get one on the way out, Scott, if they could. I appreciate it very much. And after this very short game here, we'll see you guys in the field house. Back to Chuck.
And just very quickly, speaking for the 1986 Division III National Champs, Tony Ball.
Hello. It's kind of very good that you're supposed to be playing, but it's kind of easy to talk about Coach Welsh when you get down to it. He's pretty matter of fact kind of doing one thing I can remember that comes back in my mind all the time is, every day working hard. When I came here, I was pretty well known in Syracuse, high school ball player, accomplished a lot, so on and so forth. So I got that, I was a big shot. And I can remember the first day of practice, came right down to earth. important day for kids growing up in this society. I work right now, I work with the youth, and I try to pass on a lot of the views and the attitudes of Coach Welsh. And it's come to help me a lot in my lifetime, and I try to touch others as well. And I think this day is a very, very special day for Coach Welsh and everyone else that's here, that's involved, and he deserves every bit of it. He does. It's touched a lot of people's lives, not only in the North Country, as was mentioned earlier, but around the country, and actually around the world, because I did travel to France with him, and he was still in charge. So, I just like to say, finally, on behalf of myself, along with my teammates, and even my mom, and my fellow friend up here, Charlie Jones, who experienced a couple years up here, who was with Coach Welsh and the rest of us. Thanks a lot for everything you've done, Coach, and hey, good luck in the future, whatever you do, because whatever you do, I know it's going to be the best. Thanks a lot.
One more time, 1986, NCAA Division III National Team. Now we're going to find out that these guys have still got it. It'll probably take, what, 10 minutes or so before the game. Well, John, Chaco, first I'd like to thank